In today's video, we are talking about beauty standards throughout the world and how they differ from what I'm used to and what I'm sure a lot of you guys are used to here in the West. I feel like we're told that there's only one way to be considered beautiful, and if you want to be considered beautiful, you have to fit into this nice little square, neat box. However, as you guys will see in this video, what is considered beautiful is totally different throughout the world. And the weird thing is that you may not actually live up to the beauty standards that is popular in your country, and yet you may perfectly live up to the beauty standards of another country, which kind of shows that there really is no one way to actually be beautiful. Now, as we explore the beauty standards in other countries, I'm going to be doing my makeup. I did this makeup look at the same time just to kind of give you guys something to look at, and because I was so excited to be sponsored by ZC. This brand is one of the most epic brands I've ever tried. They're a Chinese luxury brand, and they actually collaborated with the British History Museum, which as a history nerd was so intriguing to me. So guys, let's get straight into the video. So I'm gonna start by applying my lipstick. I'm a bit of a weirdo in that I like to apply my lipstick first because I just feel like I look like an alien without it, okay? I'm gonna be using this lipstick here, which honestly I think is the most bloody beautiful lipstick I've ever seen in my entire life. This lipstick is from the ZC Palace Identity Lipstick Collection. It's the Gilt Gold Dragon Velvet Lipstick, and I'm using the color M05. These lipsticks are so luxe. The aesthetics of these lipsticks is just so undeniably beautiful and bougie. They are literally like an ornament in themselves. Like, they're almost too good to use, and I feel awfully guilty about ruining the design on this lipstick. Like, look at the imprint on this lipstick. The ZC Palace Identity Collection is inspired by ancient Chinese culture. How cool is that? The Palace Identity lipsticks do come in 3 shades of red, so no matter what your skin tone or what skin color you are, there will be a red that suits you. Ooh. So for any of us that are kind of living here in the West, and when I say the West, I generally mean just like, you know, Australia, New Zealand for the most part, Europe for the most part, England, America. It's just quicker to say the West. The current beauty standard here is, as you guys will probably know, all about the tiny waist, the big hips, the big boobs, but skinny everywhere else, massive pouty lips, a tiny barely there nose, big almond-shaped eyes, full brows, and tanned skin. We're all about tanned skin. We've got sunbeds, suntan lotions that make you tan quicker out in the sun. We've got chemical fake tans that people slather all over themselves top to bottom in order to get that bronzed glow. Typically here we want to be described as like sun-kissed or glowing or bronzed. However, in other parts of the world, such as Japan, for example, tan skin is like a massive no-no. Pale skin, white skin is like the ultimate beauty standard there. There's a really old phrase in Japan which says white skin covers 7 flaws. This is a really old Japanese proverb which basically means that a fair-skinned woman will be beautiful even if her facial features aren't attractive. Now, I was a bit surprised to learn that this is actually not a new phenomenon in Japan. This has actually been going on for literally centuries. In fact, the preference for white skin has been documented as early back as the 9th and 10th century. So that's a really long time ago. The term bihaku, which means beautifully white, was coined all the way back at the start of the 1900s, and you can now buy a range of different bihaku skincare products. These bihaku skincare products will help fade and prevent a tan, whiten the skin, and help stop the skin's melanin production. It's not that the Japanese want to look more Caucasian as such, but the fact that they're trying to prevent and slow aging. So on Asian skin, the first sign of aging is not wrinkles like for me, for example, but the first sign of aging is pigmentation and sunspots. So if the bihaku products are able to stop melanin production, then in theory they'll be able to stop sunspots and pigmentation as well, which in turn will make the woman look more youthful. Okay, now I'm just going to start on my eyes as I talk to give you guys something to look at. I'm going to be using the ZC Alice and Flamingo eyeshadow palette, which guys, I have to show you these eyeshadow palettes really quickly because they are so bloody beautiful. I have never seen another palette quite like this. Like, the artistry and level of thought that has gone into this palette is second to none. So there are 3 palettes in this collection. They're actually so heavy, I'm like struggling to hold them. They are so luxe. So these are the Alice in Wonderland palettes, and these palettes are in collaboration with ZC and the British History Museum. My favorite one, and the one I'm going to be using today, is the Alice and Flamingo eyeshadow palette. The palette features a hollow carving design, and the built-in flashing quicksand creates a sense of fantasy fairy tales of Alice in Wonderland. Look how beautiful those shades are. They're like all different shades of like pale pinks and tans and mauves, and you have some pressed glitters, mattes, and shimmers. But I want to show you the other 2 Alice in Wonderland palettes that are in this collection as well. So this one here is the Alice eyeshadow palette. This one is filled with a beautiful selection of like royal blues and teals and a matte caramel brown and this absolutely epic pressed like little star shimmer here. I'll show you guys what it looks like. Now, I don't know if you guys have noticed, but all three of these palettes have essentially the same packaging. So they've all got the glitter, the shimmer running through the back of the 3D effect, but they do have different illustrations on the front. So like the Alice and Flamingo one, which I'm going to be using, has Alice and the Flamingo, and this one has the Queen of Hearts. This one I'm dying to use in like another tutorial because it just looks so interesting. Like, look at these color choices. I'm going to swatch this one. Ooh. Rose gold mixed with pure gold. So I'm just going to go in with this shade here, and I'm just going to sweep that all over my eye. So another really striking difference between like Western beauty standards and Japanese beauty standards is teeth. So you know, here in the West, we're all about the perfect, blindingly white, literally Ross-esque teeth. Like, we want them straight. We want them long and we want them white. If you have crooked teeth, you better pay for braces, or if you really have money, you'll get veneers. And that's where they literally grind your real teeth down into little sharp dagger-like points in order to put a fake tooth over the top. And I'm not gonna lie, it does look really damn good. However, whilst doing my research for this video, I discovered that in Japan, perfectly straight white teeth is considered kind of boring. What we would call a snaggletooth here is actually super desired in Japan, and it is what's known as yaeba teeth. Women are literally paying hundreds of dollars in order to make perfectly straight teeth crooked, so it's like the opposite of what we want here. The term yaeba refers to the protrusion of the canine teeth. So you know your wee like fang teeth here? Women in Japan are paying to have their canine teeth protrude forward, or women will pay to have an extra canine tooth stuck on top of their current existing canine tooth to give that multi-layered or double-toothed effect. So sometimes the yaeba tooth will be permanently stuck on, so it's literally going to be there for the rest of your life, and other times the yaeba tooth is removable so women can take it out if they're eating or sleeping. I think I want to go in with this white shade up here. Ooh, or maybe this one. Hold on, guys. Don't know which one to choose. I'm going to go in with the white, and then I've got another white that I'm going to put over the top of that. So let's do that. I'm just going to use my finger and dab that on, just onto the middle point of my eyelid. Now, enough about Japan. Let's move on to China, since we are using beautiful Chinese makeup. So in China, white skin, again, seems to be extremely sought after. And again, it's not that people want to look more Western or more Caucasian as such, but it's more to the fact that a creamy, pale complexion insinuates that the woman has lived like a sheltered lifestyle. So she's not, you know, a peasant that's had to work out in the fields, having the sun beat down on her all day, therefore having a tan. She lives a more sheltered lifestyle. She's more upper class. And that's kind of trickled down into like the modern woman and today's standards, where women, I guess, still don't want to be confused for peasants, for lack of a better word. And so white skin is still the absolute beauty ideal. Now, under my tear duct, because I'm just dying to try it, I'm going to go in with this liquid eyeshadow, also from ZC. Guys, look at that. It's like molten lava in an eyeshadow. I'm going to put it on my eyelid as well, why not? How dreamy is that? Now, another beauty standard in China that I thought was really interesting is that different face shapes are really focused on. So like certain face shapes are not considered beautiful at all, whereas other face shapes are really, really coveted. I feel like here in the West, we're not really so concerned about your face shape as such. Like if your features fit into the current beauty standards, then okay, you're beautiful, that's fine. But we don't really focus on the face or head shape all that much. But in China, the shape of your face is really important. So the current most desirable face shape in China is what's known as the first love face. This overall face shape is like an egg or melon seed apparently, but the focus is on having a childlike appearance. I think because it kind of gives them like a youthful, innocent vibe. So there are a few different face shapes that are considered desirable, but the main premise of it being you want like a small face that tapers down into a tiny little pointed chin. And this is otherwise known as a goose egg face. So being called a goose egg face in China is apparently quite a compliment. So I'm going to go in with the ZC waterproof liquid liner. It's like the finest tipped eyeliner I've ever used. So I also have the white eyeliner of that same range, and I'm dying to try it out. Alright, for my top mascara, I'm just going to go in with the ZC Living Colorfully Mascara in black. This does come in other colours, like all different colours, but I'm just going to stick with black because I'm boring. And then to change it up a little bit for my bottom lashes, I'm going to go in with another product from the collaboration with the British History Museum, the Alice in Wonderland collection. This is a mascara. Again, the packaging is absolutely gorgeous. So the colour I'm using is Fudge Brown, and I'm going to apply that to my lower lash line. And then just for the fun of it, I have another shade. So this colour is called Aurora, and it's a duochrome topper, and it's inspired by the aurora that Alice travels through in the time tunnel in the Alice movie. I'm going to put that just onto like the tips of my bottom lashes. Can you guys see the tiny little star at the very tip of the wand? That's supposed to resemble a magic wand. It's like fairy dust. I have to show you this, guys, and then I'll get back into beauty standards, but like how cute is this little mascara here? Gold like shimmer dust mascara, so I'm just going to put that onto the tips of my top lashes. Can you guys see that? Look how cute. Okay, so that's going to do me for eyes. I'm just going to move on to my brows. I'm going to use the ZC eyebrow pencil, and I'm in love with this eyebrow pencil. Not only is the packaging super decadent, as is the theme with all ZC products, but that is like the finest tip of any eyebrow pencil I own. Now, another totally different beauty standard in the West compared to China is that here in the West, we're all about the chiseled jawline. Like literally people will get fillers inserted into their jawline in order to have that real chiseled kind of like supermodel jawline. However, in China, they don't want that jawline at all. Chinese girls want a more oval face shape rather than that super chiseled structured jawline. An oval face is viewed as more feminine, delicate, and cute. Guys, this eyebrow pencil is the dream to work with. It like literally just glides onto your skin. I'm just going to brush my brows out. Now finally, to finish off my look, I'm just going to go in with a bit of highlight. I'm using the ZC Dreamland highlight powder in the color SO2. Look how pretty that design is. Pretty. This is like super sheer and subtle and very, very finely milled. Okay, now moving on to Africa. Now obviously Africa is not just one country, so I can't exactly say Africa and pinpoint it to one country. There doesn't seem to be a single standard of beauty that is connected to the entire continent, but I'm just going to generalize here. According to the website for the National Center of Biotechnology Information, studies suggest that youthfulness, skin color, skin homogeneity, and facial fullness make a huge difference when deciding if a woman is considered beautiful or not. Now, as a whole, it seems that traditional African culture celebrates a woman having curves. A woman's curves is believed to indicate that she will be able to conceive and grow a healthy baby. Therefore, broad hips and curves is considered super desirable. However, the beauty standard within the Maasais is very different. The beauty standard for the Maasais is to be tall and have dark skin. So the taller you are and the deeper your skin tone, the more desirable you will be. Now, moving on to India, it seems that the beauty standards in India are largely rooted in India's colonial past. That kind of beauty standard is met by having almond eyes, a thin figure, long hair, and again, fair skin. Just like in other countries in Asia, having fair or pale skin is considered beautiful. And just like some Asian countries, there are numerous products on the market now that promise to whiten or lighten the skin. So I can tell this video is already going to be super long, so I'm just going to kind of round it up here. There is so much more I could go into on the topic of like beauty standards and beauty standards worldwide. In fact, I'd love to do a separate video on about like body beauty standards worldwide. So let me know in the comments if you want me to do that video and I'll film it for you. So I'm going to link in the description box where you can buy your own ZC products. ZC is a luxury Chinese cruelty-free brand, and I know I might get questions about that from people that are confused. How can a Chinese brand be considered cruelty-free? And I'll just quickly clear that up for you guys. So China does test their cosmetic products on animals, but only if the products are imported. So if the products are actually made in China, like ZC is, they don't need to be tested on animals, and ZC is completely cruelty-free and proud to be so. ZC as a brand was born in China in 2011 because the founders wanted to provide makeup enthusiasts with new products to use and express themselves with. Now, I did mention it at the start of the video, but one of the reasons that I was so drawn to ZC as a brand was the fact that they have collaborated with none other than the British History Museum. Like, that is just so intriguing to me because I am a history nerd. Now, I don't know if any of you guys that watch me are also history buffs, but British History Museum was founded way back in 1753, and it was actually the first national public museum in the whole world. From the outset, it was a museum designed to be for the world, about the world. The collection tells stories of cultures across the world from the dawn of humanity to the present. Objects on display range from tools made by early humans and treasures from the ancient world to more recent acquisitions from Africa, Oceania, the Americas, the Middle East, and Asia, and Europe, as well as national collections featuring prints and drawings, coins, and medals. So I will link where you can purchase all these products that I used in the description box down below, but just so you guys know, you can get them from ZC's official website on the screen here, ZC's official Amazon, and ZC's also on Instagram.